you realistic prompts about gaining friends. And hey, ChatGPT, how do I furry? Welcome to a show that introduces you to an exploratory expedition into the fuzzy wuzzy world of the furry fandom, for what it's worth. In this episode, all the humans have left the building and are making their way into a new domain, one that explores a desolate wasteland of numbers and code and somehow translates that into a thing. Is AI a tool to help us grow, or is it leaving us stagnant to any basic cognitive thinking? How do you feel about the Kroger version of Skynet? Let us ask the elders and see what they think and know about the A's of the I's.
Wait, did he just call us elders?
Yay! Welcome, everybody, to the show. Nuka, you're in charge today.
I think he just called us elders. I feel offended by this.
Elders? Well, you know, he could have been talking about, like, Elden Ring or something like that, right? Right?
No,
You
they're
like that
the
game.
elders. They're old.
Yes.
Oh,
Wow.
I'm a kid.
They're old.
And
In-
so is
In
Click.
non-canon
So-
universes. At least that's what
Yeah.
AI said.
Well, you're artificial, so.
You're right.
You're AI with the soul of a child.
I'm definitely not the artificial one, the way I'm standing here completely rigidly and unmoving because of my ineptitude with technology.
You look fantastic, Nuka. Look at that. Look at your lovely lab coat. You look amazing.
I look very, very
Speak-
alive.
Speaking of which, Mr. You Are Totally Alive, how have you been? What have you been up to?
I've been crazy busy with school. As it turns out, being the chair of a department is incredibly time-consuming. But in the spare moments when I haven't been doing that, I've been playing Hades 2 and enjoying the heck out of it. I see why so many people have said good things about it.
I just barely bought that game myself. I have not started it yet because I've been playing Little Fears 3 and, you know, getting scared.
I'm absolute dog shit at it, but I love it.
Well, that's what
Nice.
makes it fun half the time.
Yeah.
So you
Little
said that
Fears
you've
3.
been busy with school stuff? What have you been up to?
It's mostly chair work because I was unexpectedly made the chair of my departments, which sounds
Unexpectedly?
Cool.
Congratulations! That's amazing!
No. See, that's the thing. Everyone's like, "Oh, that sounds great." Turns out it's just a lot of extra work.
Responsibility! Yay!
Yeah.
No bad.
So much responsibility. Tell us, what is it like for everyone to sit on you? Are there some people who have better butts than others? Like, how does the process go to become a chair?
I will not comment on my students' butts.
To be a chair, wow.
Hey, Click.
I
how have
mean,
you been
speaking
doing?
of
What have you been up
chairs-
to? Why are you on a
Nice
chair?
segue. Why not?
Segways.
Yay.
What have you been up to, other than climbing that chair?
Working and playing Factorial again.
It has you.
Yeah.
By the way, Click, you need to be careful on that chair. You know, I have stood on one of those before and almost broke my neck.
For reals?
Really?
I've almost like hurt my leg because I stepped on the back of the chair, and as you know, chairs tend to fold on themselves.
And
if
as you
step
know,
on the back
your
of
neck is in your leg.
Oh, you know, I never did well in anatomy, so you know. Neck, leg, shoulders, arms, eyes, nose.
Head,
Who ca-
shoulders,
it's all the
knees,
same,
and
right?
Eyes,
As long as you're eating
ears,
cookies,
nose,
that's
and
all
mouth.
that matters. So what have you been up to, Mr. Click? So Factorial, what is the number one thing that you love about Factorial?
I don't know. The factory
where you
must
build?
grow.
The
The part.
Factorio must grow.
Oh, that sounds like some sort of AI stuff. Forever growing.
You're not there yet.
Hey ChatGPT, how do I make the best factory? Oh, I follow the standards of Walmart. Interesting.
Walmart.
They are
Well-
corporate grounds. They constantly expand.
Well,
some
Charlie,
bullshit.
how have you been, Mr. Animatronic? Have you been eating children? Have you been just befriending them?
I have been preparing for my newest role in the second movie. It'll be premiering soon in December. No, I'm just kidding. Nah, it's just fucking.
I'm so excited for
Are
that
we?
next
Oh,
movie.
no, it's gonna be so good. I'm
So
excited.
good.
So good.
Okay, I did enjoy the first one. It was kind of weird though that they were like friendly. It's like I don't know of anywhere where they're friendly, but whatever. Except if you watch the new stuff.
Someone explained
Like-
it best where the first movie, if you are already a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's, this movie's just fan favorite for you and you're going to love it. If you don't know anything about Five Nights at Freddy's, this movie does not help you understand why people love Five Nights at Freddy's.
It's
And
perfect.
it's true. It really explains it well because like I'm a fan, I love it. I've talked to like some parents who are like, yeah, I still don't get it. I guess it's
What
cute.
the hell was
It's like,
that? Yeah.
yeah, so it's like, yeah, no, the movie did not accomplish what it should have in the first
Well,
time. But the second time,
Isn't
it might.
Bloomhouse absolutely amazing? They do such a great job.
They
Like,
do-
I
they do
love
pretty
their
good
films.
stuff.
But
Yeah,
like,
but sometimes it's nice to have just a fan service movie.
True.
Speaking of which, Zootopia 2 is coming out as well.
Zootopia 2.
Ah, Zootopia 2! Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
It's in a few weeks, yeah.
It'll be so fun.
This is we're now entering the good timeline of movies. We finally have a lot to look forward to.
Right?
Other than
Also
that,
have Stranger Things coming out.
Stranger Things Volume 1 of the season finale. Fucking Volume 1 of fucking.
Yeah, it's gonna be 3 parts, and it's gonna end in New Year's. It's gonna be, I don't know. And then they're gonna be like, oh, it's a spin-off show. We're gonna do something else. They're not gonna end.
Even stranger things.
More
I've seen
Stranger
Stranger
River.
Things.
Or strangest things.
But no, to catch up with what I've been doing, nothing a ton, basically just working. I do have plans to be appearing at Further Confusions as another auctioneer, so that'll be fun.
Nice. FC, woo! And you went to
woo.
BLFC. Was that great being an
Oh yeah, that
auctioneer?
was
I
the
know we
last episode. Did we talk about that one?
I don't think we did. I don't think we
we
talked
did.
about your BLFC shenanigans because you were kind of a specter in the woods trying to eat us.
I was a specter in the woods. So I was at BLFC. I did 2 auctions there, the safe for work and the not safe for work one. Safe for work one was pretty fun, low energy, good vibes. This one happened after the not safe for work one. So not safe for work is at the night, safe for work was in the morning, or the afternoon, I should say. And the not safe for work one was tons of fun. I had KO wrap me up in a shibari harness, and eventually it came to the point where I had auctioned off.
Shibari?
Shibari.
I have a halo here. What is a shibari? Nuka, can you tell us what a shibari is? Like,
Why
just
me?
pretend like you know what it is and explain to us.
Nuka,
what
explain
harness
shibari.
is.
Play.
Wrong answers only.
It is a small foreign car.
Oh, that I am so glad you had this small foreign car that just drove out on the stage. It was
It was.
said wrong answers
pretty
only.
cool. was
Is it
pretty
like
cool.
hibachi? Where you just harness
Yeah.
in front of everybody?
Hibachi.
So for those that don't know, it's a rope harness. So you basically make a harness, but it's out of rope itself.
It's like it's also like the art of being entangled in
Rope
rope, but
play,
it's done
yeah.
pretty.
You,
It's done real pretty. with cool
it's
knots and
something
stuff.
that you learn in Boy Scouts. All those knots.
It's definitely an awakening in Boy
Knots.
Scouts.
If you're doing that with your Scoutmaster, please consult an adult.
Oh,
That's not your Scoutmaster.
oh, okay. Well, my Scoutmaster didn't teach me how to tie knots. He taught me how to tie balloon animal.
Hmm.
So,
Well,
tell what
about
else
you,
about
Rue?
BLFC? Well, I also went to BLFC. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed myself. I laid the con, gave out lays, stuff like that.
Bruce slept with every
Um,
person.
I got an STD test after, and I'm fine.
I was just gonna say I got an STD.
But a COVID test
Oh.
was not.
But no, everything. I had a lot of fun. It was enjoyable. You did a lovely performance. I went to a after show party. I got a chance to go to a pup party. I've never been to a pup party before, so I got a chance to go to that. That was fun. Got to hang out with a couple of VR peeps that I don't normally get to see, and yeah. So, and I won $50. Yeah, gambling is not good, guys. Don't gamble. The best way is to not gamble at all, and that's how you win.
So you won $50, but you lost 300.
We don't need to tell them that. We don't need to tell them that. It's okay. It's okay, Click. I won $50. Let me feel good about myself, okay? Just a little bit. But I've also been playing a game with Voss, Crime Simulator. Yay!
I heard that one's pretty good, actually.
It's actually really good. It's really fun. It's only $15, and you just go around lock picking and hacking computers and skimming cards and going into people's houses and taking everything that they have. Yeah, it's a fun
you do all
game.
those things anyway, though.
I don't do that. I'm innocent.
It's a real life simulator.
You know, this stage is called the interrogation room. I am not being interrogated today.
So where's Voss? Where's the little dolphin?
Yeah,
Porpoise, should say.
Nowhere.
Nowhere!
He's nowhere and
I hear him.
everywhere.
I hear him.
Boss,
It's the voice
how have
of
you
Voss.
been doing? The voice of God.
I'm alive. That's about what you get.
That's all
Do you
you
like-
Yeah,
need.
unsettling, but I can't.
Do you like crimes?
I'm bad at them. I'm very bad at them. I rely on you.
I am the rogue, after all.
Rue, in all of your crime and thefting, did you happen to steal a cookie?
I always do my best to steal cookies at all points in time. Whenever I see one, I usually try. It's great when you're stealing stuff during Christmas time, because you go in the chimney, and usually it's open and stuff, and you go in, and they have cookies that they leave out, and it's great. I love it.
Do they have fortunes?
They do have lots and lots of fortunes. In fact, today's fortune is I will buy an inspiring cookbook in bed with a cookie.
What?
I will? Like, I is in the cookie will, or you the person reading I will
The
buy
cookie.
a cookie?
The cookie's
That's
a
just
fan
what
of
the
B.
cookie
Dylan Hollis.
says. Apparently, it wants me to cook like cookies myself. It's like I can cook cookies. I love cooking cookies, but I don't know if I want to cook cookies in bed.
I'm not gonna lie, that cookie sucked.
What?
I'm just gonna say what the audience is thinking.
Ah, wow, you're so mean. Fine, I'll give you another one. Your pet is planning to eat you in bed with a cookie.
Wow.
Where are you getting these?
Where do these cookies come from?
Did you get that cookie from the puppy party?
Wow.
God.
Was it-
Wow.
AI generated?
I would never. Okay, I have one
Topic
more.
drop.
Your
Oh.
fate is written in the stars and encrypted in the clouds. In bed with a cookie.
With ChatGPT.
Wow,
We had a
Save.
perfectly good segue. We had a perfectly good segue, and now it's gone.
Segway.
These are not cookie AI generated. Not at all. Never.
No
would.
excuse.
Your segways are a hoverboard. Not the same.
Your breath is stinky.
No.
Wow.
So,
Okay, maybe it is.
should
You
we
need to
should we
brush
cut-
your teeth. Go ahead.
should
I
we
don't know
should we jump
how.
to the topic?
Yeah, go for it. You're in
I
control.
can't jump in this universe.
Alright. Fair. Yeah, so as you might have guessed from our clever allusions to the topic, we're talking about AI, or just reading the title of the stream. We're talking about AI today. AI slop, the art in the machine or lack thereof. Yeah, it's about damn time after all these years. We're finally doing the AI episode, everyone. So, due to
Get
to
ready to
so much
buckle up
demand,
for 4 hours of debate.
we'll buckle up for people to have unpopular opinions, I'm sure. But speaking of unpopular opinions, I think just before we kick off the discussion, to let you know sort of what furries say about AI in general, in one of our most recent studies, we actually asked furries. We gave them a big empty box and just said, "Hey, what do you think about AI? Go." And yeah, we got a few. Oh yeah, where's my book? There we go. According to this book right here, is the book out? Yeah, okay, the book's out. All right, okay. According to this book right here, we have some of the recent responses. These are the most from the most common response downward. Here is what we found. So the most common thing was that AI is a mixed bag, right? Who knows? Somewhat good, somewhat bad. The next most common item was it's all slop. It's no replacement for authentic creativity. The next most common sentiment is it's got potential as a tool. The next most common sentiment, it doesn't belong in this fandom. And then, it can be useful for artists. Followed by, nope, it hurts artists. My favorite category is just the general fuck AI category. Just general people saying that they don't like AI, period. Furry saying it's theft. It steals from artists. It's not creative because it is theft. And then the next most common theme is that change is inevitable and concerns about it are overhyped or people just worrying for nothing. And the last most common theme of the most popular ones was anything that is AI generated, you should be required to mention it or to own up to it. So again, that was by no means the only things that people said, but that was kind of the most common themes to emerge. So I guess I put it to the room if you want to tackle any of those topics first, or in general, just state what your thoughts are about AI, specifically AI in the furry fandom. What do you all think?
Who do we want to have start this lovely, lovely topic? I
If
think that we
AI
have. Yeah, go for it.
Go ahead. Oh, go. If AI is being used for creative purposes, it's not creative. It's lackluster and boring. We have art, we have writers, we have storytellers, we have craftsmen, we've got makers, we've got everything else in this book, but you need a computer to help you make something true? It's kind of sad, bro.
So you're in the it's slop category?
It's slop in the creative sense, at least if we're talking exclusively furry fandom related. Things that AI should have been used for is like doing my dishes when I'm out of the house, or helping me with my finances, or being a useful companion in those kind of regards. But not just, oh, here is a 20-pound twink fox with a massive hog, highly detailed, and he has a purple streak down his left leg, and it's always in a different
really
spot.
specific.
Like, it's not
Foxy.
good.
Foxy, have you been a victim of AI art?
I have always been a victim of AI.
There. I mean, coming from an AI yourself.
What? You said I was incarnated by a child soul. Are you implying that I downloaded the child soul to pass as a false robot?
You can't download a soul. Or you wouldn't download a soul.
Could.
You wouldn't download a soul?
I could download a car. At this rate, I'm ready.
Well, I know that we're talking furry fandom, like furry fandom. My line of work, I'm usually working with people and helping them with various different things. Some of it could be like working and preparing somebody's resume, and sometimes not everybody has that particular skill in order to be able to build a resume itself. So there's easy ways, and I know Nuka, you're gonna be like, Rue, I am a professor. Students send me AI slop all the time, and it's terrible. But here's the thing. I understand. Not everybody has the skills in order to be able to build a good, successful resume in order to be able to get a job. Now, the main thing is if you trust AI to write it 100% for you, you are not going to get the job. You are not going to get the position because it's too perfect. And sometimes imperfections or misspellings can actually show that you're actually human and that an AI did not write your resume. So
Don't say
it
that, then the AI will know.
but I'm not saying like just do misspellings or anything like that. I think it's really helpful to be able to utilize the tool itself to help generate the thoughts. But you have to understand AI is stupid. It is dumb. It is like trying to build a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I don't know if you've ever done that peanut butter and jelly sandwich activity before, but you have people like sit down and write instructions on how to build a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And it is you know, and then you read the instructions and you build the peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So you could be like, okay, I got my and some people are like, oh, okay, get the bread and get the peanut butter and then you spread it on and there you go. But that's not the right instructions. You have to be very detailed in order to be able to make that peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You get out the bread, you open the bread, you put the peanut butter on the bread, you open the jar, you dip it in the peanut butter, there's all these different steps, but I digress. So my point is this: AI is dumb, and you have to teach it how to be able to do certain things to be able to get it to do what you want it to do. And it's difficult sometimes. And if you trust a 5-year-old to build your resume, you're not going to get a good resume. So you have to be very detailed in order to be able to get it to say what you want it to say. And I'll be honest with you, like, if you're using AI, let me tell you, employers are also using AI to go through your resume and to see if whether or not that it's been written by resume. I mean, written by AI, which I understand. Like Nuka, you have probably, I don't know if your university has like something that you run reports through AI to see if whether or not that it was written by AI. Do they have anything like that?
Sort of, kind of. I don't use it because it has a lot of false positives,
Oh, okay.
which is a real problem. Like if I'm gonna accuse someone of using AI in their paper, unless I'm 100% sure, I don't feel comfortable making that accusation because if I'm gonna destroy some student's life over like a 95% chance, that doesn't sit well with me.
Understandable. I guess my opinion is that it is a tool, but you can also misuse this tool as well, and you need to be careful to not misuse the tool itself. I know my opinion isn't necessarily 100% the popular opinion, and a lot of people are like, "No, AI is bad. That's it. That's period. No AI can ever be used." I definitely feel like the AI can have some uses, but you have to be careful with it. And I do feel like one of your points, I feel like you need to be transparent about it. You can't go around saying, I did this art. That is not correct. You did not do that art. You typed in something and this art appeared. But at the same exact time, on the other hand of the debate, does that mean that digital artists, anytime that they use a drawing tablet, do they have to specify every single tool that they used in order to be able to draw what they, to be able to say, this is my art, that I drew this? My other point is the whole fact that digital art, I mean, like, if you remember back in the day, traditional art and digital art, traditional artists, like when digital art was actually coming out and becoming a thing itself, there's a lot of traditional artists that were like, digital art is not real art. It's not an actual, like, what is this? Like I'm sitting here with an easel and I'm drawing stuff, like painting stuff out. Traditional art is art, and then digital art is not art. And then now we have this new something else that's different that's coming in. Is that art? I'm not saying that it is, but I'm saying that it's a tool that people could potentially utilize. And I agree, having an extra leg on their Foxy, or having the stripe go to somewhere else on your body, it's inconsistent. And I don't, I feel like it is a tool that can be utilized, but I feel like that you need to be transparent about you using it. You can't just be like, oh, I did this and oh, pay me money. Like that's, no, you need to say, I used AI art or AI stuff in order to do this. But anywho, I've talked way
But
too much.
anywho,
There was a
just
lot of
venting
that.
out my frustrations.
Yes, so this is your time to say, Rue, you are wrong. And
Quick,
in
you wanna
chat,
jump in?
if you don't agree with me, feel free, type up, because I'm not a digital artist. And I understand that this is really frustrating to a lot of artists who have put in a lot of time and a lot of effort into being able to gain the skills that they have, to all of a sudden just, have this thing that comes in and somebody could just type in, make me a fox, and there's a fox that just all of a sudden appears.
I'll hold my tongue for a second and let Click. Do you want to jump in?
I was just reading the chat, and that's actually a pretty good point. Arag says, I've used it mainly as a novelty for asking very specific questions for how to use programs that I'm not familiar with, which, if you use Google, it's kind of transitioned to that. The first result is always some AI conglomeration that
Summary.
it draws, and sometimes it's useful, sometimes it isn't. It's kind of a nice tool for doing stuff you don't know anything about, but you kind of have to take it with a grain of salt, right? Because you take the AI response and then you go down through the rest of the searches and just kind of draw your own conclusions. If you rely 100% on that AI response, there's a chance that it's going to lead you wrong.
See, the problem I have with this, and we'll go back to an example you used, Rue, right? So I'm a professor,
Yeah, go for it.
and students, submit
I'm a
assignments to me. And I guess the problem I have is that there's value to be had in human labor. Human labor, the reason we pay an artist to do a thing, let's say cameras exist, right? Cameras exist. You can think, why would you ever want an artist to draw a thing for you when cameras exist, right? Just take a picture of it. And the reason we value art is because a craftsperson, a human being, put time and labor into that, and that's the thing that we value, not just the final product, but the fact that someone worked on this. And I can tell that we value that because my students will hand in AI generated crap to me. It's something that I can tell they ripped off in 10 seconds from ChatGPT, and then I say, cool, well, I will mark this with AI. Then I don't, but I threaten, okay, well, I'll run this through ChatGPT and tell it to give it a mark, and they get really upset about that. Like, oh, well, no, you get paid, you're a professor, you get paid to mark my stuff. I'm like, oh, so it's okay for you to rip off AI crap and pass it off in this class, but suddenly you value the fact that I, a person with a PhD, take time to read it. So we when it comes to conveniently, we don't want to put in time and effort to get something that we want now, but the thought that someone else might use it as a shortcut, that sits the wrong way with us. That bothers us. The fact that you wouldn't be willing to spend money on this picture that someone generated with ChatGPT. You wouldn't spend $100 for it, right? But look how nice the picture is. So we recognize there's value to be had in someone taking the time to produce it. And I think we devalue human labor when we can just have it. Also, not realizing that it was stolen, and that's an entire separate conversation. That most of the stuff is based on stolen art, stolen work.
Right.
Oh yeah, and
that's kind of a funny callback to like Rue's thing with applications, right? Because to write a resume, to use AI to help write a resume, might seem fine, but it's frustrating to know that employers use AI to go through your resume
Yep.
before anybody even looks at it.
Yeah, and we get
That's
indignant
true.
at that idea.
It won't.
Yeah.
It won't even hit their table because the AI will go through and determine
Desk reject
whether
it,
or
yeah.
not that it will reject it or accept it without a human even looking at it.
And,
So
and that
my
seems
point,
shitty to us
Nuka-
as the employee.
Right.
I guess my point is I am on the same side where I don't necessarily love AI itself, but it's turning into a point where it's a tool that you almost have to learn in order for you to be able to battle these, in order to get a job, you have to learn how to do it almost. So that
Well,
you can make sure that you fit everything that they're asking for so that you can get past the AIs that are looking at your resume.
And I just
Well-
want to keep the. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I think like there's a separation, right? And we keep mixing them, like because like Charlie said, creatively AI just it doesn't work, right? Because that's the whole point of creative, right? Is to create it as a person.
Right.
However, as a tool, AI could be helpful, right? And that's we keep intermixing because it's so it's such a thing right now, right?
Well, I was
yeah,
gonna suggest
so that's a separate is creatively or like productively. There's a separation there, or there should
I was
be.
going to suggest keeping the topic on specifically on the idea of AI in the fandom, because we could go down a giant list and say, oh, you can use AI to help detect certain forms of cancer in the medical field. I don't think anyone is going to disagree with the use of AI for that purpose, right? So
Right.
in that regard, we can, so I would say want to sort of circle back to specifically in the context of the AI fandom, the idea of is it okay that there are people using AI to generate artwork, to generate writing that is used in the furry fandom? Do we see that as something that makes the fandom better for this existing, as something that makes the fandom worse for it existing? Is it a mixed bag? So sort of keeping it narrow specifically on the fandom, because again, we could spin off, we could do an entire conversation just on AI in the workplace.
Right. Well, and that's what I'm talking. That's what I'm saying. Like the separation, and as far as the fandom's concerned, that it's almost exclusively creative, right? That's what's beautiful about the fandom is everything we do is self-created by furries and by the fandom. So yeah, if you're trying to use AI to do stuff that's creative, then like you guys said, it's a shortcut, it's lazy, that's the whole point of creativity, is to create something by a person. So I don't know, it seems like we all agree.
Well, some people use it to brainstorm. So can I ask you, Nuka, if I was, let's just say that I did this. I have not done this before, but let's say that I wanted to get art of myself and I wanted it to be in a specific pose. Like personally, I do your character here because let me tell you, I struggle with being able to be like visualize myself
To
and be
visualize,
like, this is exactly what I want to do. And that's why your character here's are my favorite, because I'm like, yes, that's what I want. I want my persona to be in that picture. It's helpful for me. So I try to stick to your character
getting
here.
plowed by Mr. Wolf and Nick Wilde.
Yeah.
That's art.
Can we add Foxy to that mix?
Oh, yo ho, pirates wait for me.
Wow.
But okay, so what if somebody did something and basically did do something to generate art with AI? They used AI, said, "Hey, I want a fox that is doing a power pose of some sort, a superhero pose," and then you sent that to the artist and you said, "I want something that's drawn that's somewhat similar to this. Like this is kind of the pose that I'm going for." And you make the pose. is that bad?
So I'm of two
In that
minds on
creative
that.
process, it's kind of like
Yeah.
a brainstorming. You brainstorm what you kind of want, and then you're paying for an artist to
Yeah.
actually do it for you.
So there's two ways I can respond to that. The one way is to say using it in a non-commercial purpose, like, oh, I'm using it for this purpose, is certainly better than creating it and selling it. So I'll concede that. However, I would also argue, and this is, after conversations with my roommate, for example, who is an artist for a living, and they made a really good point. That's part of what you commission an artist for, right? Is, hey, I have an idea and I'm not very good at envisioning it. Hey, artist, here's what I got in mind. And the artist, a good artist worth their salt, should be able to work with you. Maybe they do sketches, or maybe they spitball some ideas. But part of their job is to help that vision of yours come to light. In the same way that if I want to build a house, right? I don't know the first thing about engineering. I hire an architect and I say, hey, I want a house with this many rooms and this much space, and it's got to have these features or whatever. And the architect goes in and makes it happen, right? They design it. They put my idea into a thing. So I think that, again, what you're describing is not the worst offender. It's certainly not as bad as, I generate something and sell it and claim it as my own. But I would still argue that
I think that me and you,
Oh, yeah.
we are on the same exact page.
Yeah,
with that.
I'm not saying that that's what you think. Yeah.
100%. I think that's absolutely wrong. 100%. If you're going around selling it and saying that this is art that I created, no, you did not create that art. You used something to generate that art. I would never, ever, if I did something with art and I went around and said, look what I did, look what I made. It's like, no, you generated that. Now, if you went around and said, I generated this, like I generated this, or I used AI to do this, and here, you want to see this? Whatever, as long as you're transparent with it. But I guess where my point is does it get to the point where we have to, if you're a digital artist, that you have to like label every single little piece of technology that you use to be able to get the picture that you did? Because Adobe nowadays has I've seen something that's pretty amazing that Adobe has. Adobe has the ability to take a 2D drawing and then you can turn it in a 3-dimensional space and it will fill in everything. So you can draw it in a 2D image, like of a guy that has a sword, and then you have a dragon that's coming in that's breathing fire. You can basically take that 2D image and now turn it, and it will rotate it for you, but not just rotate it in a 3D type element. So you can reposition your drawing, but that's using AI, an AI tool, to be able to do that. So where's the line?
Well, so what I think a distinction is, I think to some extent, artists and creatives intuitively have a sense for what's acceptable with this. So, for example, do you have to say that I used Adobe Photoshop to help make this picture, right? I don't think artists feel the need to put that because, like they say, they still feel like, no, there was a significant amount of creativity on my part in this, right? And they feel like very few people would get upset if I didn't say that I used Adobe Photoshop on this, right? But I think that a lot of the quote-unquote AI artists out there, inherently they know they're doing something unsavory, because the fact that some of them may be reluctant to put that this was AI generated tells them everything they need to know about, hey, deep down, I sort of know this wasn't an act of creativity. I know that this was generative and not creative. And so I think that it's almost like a sign of a clear conscience that an artist, who might, draw using a simple, painting software and stuff like that, or simple tools and stuff, doesn't feel bad about that, because they say, no, it was still an act of creativity. I think most people would look at that and say, yeah, it's fine. Now, I would agree that as tools get more sophisticated and can do more interpolation or extrapolation, or use AI, we do blur the line between what is a sophisticated tool versus a simple just line extension algorithm, and that will be, there's a gray zone there, I admit.
And that's my point, is that there's this gray zone, and we're all like trying to interpret what's right and what's wrong. We're going into this like uncharted like territory. But I do agree with you. I do agree that there's a lot of things that, like, if you just go to like ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever, generate a fox image, and then you just go in and just say, "Hey guys, I made this. Look at me, I'm an artist." Ah, oh, guess what, Foxy? I generated you the other day. Or sorry, I made you the other day doing some repairs to Bonnie. Some, repairs.
I would never repair Bonnie. He can fix himself.
And I think that that's wrong, to just all of a sudden just claim that you did this.
But I'm curious to know what the room.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know what the room thinks about.
Yeah. Sorry, I'll stop.
No, that's okay.
Go
So
ahead.
I had said, is part of the artist's job and part of the value, part of what you're paying them for, their vision and helping you to turn, their skill and helping you take the vision and turn it into something. Like, maybe people disagree with me. I don't know, Click or Charlie, if you disagree with me, the idea that that's part of the artist's job or the skill set that you're paying them for.
Well, it is. That's exactly what you're paying for. I pay for art because I can't draw.
But even just because Ru was saying the using ChatGPT to generate a pose, or not ChatGPT, but AI to generate a pose for you that you give to an artist. Do you think that it's okay in that sense, or do you think that that's part of what you pay the artist for, is for the interpretation of your idea when you can't, get it across?
If there's
I don't
one
know.
thing I've learned
I think that's
from
interpretation.
There's one thing I've learned from the years of commissioning artists is that they love shitty stick figure poses the most.
Yes,
It gets the
I've
idea.
heard that.
It is the easiest thing to draw. You look at a pose, simply draw with lines what the pose should be, explain it, and then they'll go, "Oh yeah, like this."
I get
There
it.
it is.
Yeah.
It's done.
Well,
And it's like
right.
that makes
It's like
sense.
magic.
Well, I think
thing-
another part of it is if you find some AI image and tell them this is exactly what I want, now you're taking some creativity away from them being able to develop their own. So somebody
I
in
do
chat
agree
actually
with you,
brought it
Kirk.
up with writing, is style, right?
Yeah.
You commission different artists because they have different styles. A lot of personality goes into a drawn picture. A lot of personality goes into a custom story. Whereas AI, yeah, you can put a billion prompts in there, but you'll never get the personality of
The
an
flourish of,
individual, an individual style, and that's just it. Is people aren't perfect, and that's what makes art great, is the differences and the imperfections that end up in an art piece or a story or anything, any kind of commission, really, right? Is the differences between this person and that person. They'll make a certain mistake on a drawing that this one won't, but then they'll make different mistakes or different quirks, and that's all personality that AI just can't do.
When there's even within that argument, I agree with that argument. Even with that, let's say hypothetically, it gets to the point where it can perfectly replicate someone's style, right? So it can make little imperfections and mistakes at random. It can perfectly mimic someone's style. So even if it could do all of those things, because you're saying that the value comes from the imperfections, and I agree. But even if AI could do those things perfectly, it would still be a problem insofar as it undermines or devalues the work of artists, because now we have an entire community that bases its livelihood on art, and I think you cheapen it when someone could just say, "Oh, I don't need to pay money for an artist anymore, those idiots. I can just generate something here and get what I want and save myself $100 on a commission or whatever." And so now you're depriving an artist of their livelihood. And what's worse is you can say, "Oh, well, tough luck
like
for them," but you've
piracy.
stolen from them. Yeah, you've stolen from them in the first place. The tool that you're using to do it is based on stolen art, and we often take the existence of the tool and forget the fact that we stole from them so that we no longer have to go to them. And I think that's, I can see why artists are pretty upset about that.
Right.
I can imagine
Exactly.
I'd be very upset if my university stole all my slides and lectures from me, then fired me, and then used my lectures to the recordings of my lectures to teach students in my absence. I'd be pretty pissed off too.
Well, and that's a good point, right? The whole machine learning thing, right? What's it learning? Well, they have to get all the source material from somewhere, and that's the big problem is all the source material. Like, nobody's going to willingly go, here, train AI to do my job. So they have to steal it.
Well, and one of the things that we haven't talked about that I think that is very that I know is important to some other people, a point that we haven't brought up that's actually negative towards AI is the whole fact of how much energy it takes to be able to generate stuff. It takes a lot of energy. And let me tell you, any image that you see that's from AI art, let me tell you, that was not the first one. That was not the first image.
Yeah.
It's very rare that was the first one. That could have been the 100th image. And you have to continue to type and to be able to change it and to make it so that it's something that you want to do. So you could be, regenerating this next image. There's so much energy that is involved with being able to create or generate these images. I mean, there's servers, like there's great big server rooms that are being built just for the use of AI. Something that I recently have done and dabbled in that's kind of interesting, and it is related to the furry fandom because, RP is a very big topic, right? So, I mean, a lot of furries, they RP. I'm not the greatest RPer myself, but there is out there ways that you can actually RP with any character that you want. I could go in RP with Foxy if I wanted to. I could go RP with, whatever.
You keep going back to
Tony
that
the
Foxy thing
Tiger
over there. You keep going back to Foxy. Just
just-
weird about that.
He's a pirate. He knows he's pirate. He's a pirate. Piracy stuff. I don't know. He steals stuff.
He's a pirate. He's a pirate.
Pirate stuff, piratey
and you
things.
eat cookies. There you go. Dum. I'm trying to keep you fed so you don't eat me. But my whole point is that you can actually use that to like RP and it will talk to you. And there's some people that have quite literally created relationships that aren't even real at all. And that's kind of scary a little bit.
AI
In fact,
psychosis is becoming a thing, yeah.
how these apps actually get money is in order to improve the memory of your AI partner, you pay them money in order to make it so that they don't forget the important moments or the important conversations that you had, like the fight that you had 2 weeks ago that helped you guys fall in love together. Like that's some of the stuff that you can do currently with AI that I've dabbled in recently. It's just something that I tried. I was like, ooh, this is kind of interesting, just to try it out. But in the end of it, like what happens is if you don't pay money, the AI forgets who you are completely sometimes. And you're talking to a complete stranger again. So it's not perfect by no means, and you have to pay money, and I'm sure that it's because it has to have a server to keep track of all of this stuff. I don't know. Anyways, I wanted to bring that point out because that is something that's, I know we talk about the art, and that's the number one thing that mostly people talk about is the art part, and a little bit on the writing. We haven't talked too much about the writing, but
Many of the same arguments apply to that too, yeah.
Yeah. I guess that could be that as well. So
I mean, you're totally right. I think on the environmental issue, like yes, we have not yet come to terms with just how much of an impact, and I think we're going to see that very quickly when you see how there are entire towns that are in jeopardy as a result of the water being used, or the byproducts of the places where they are housing all these servers and stuff. Yeah, there's so that's its own separate issue that is itself worth talking about. But also, even this role-playing thing, right? And AI psychosis is definitely a thing they're discovering. There have been several people now who've taken their own life, and it can be attributed to conversations people have had with AI. But also, you've gotten to a really particular type of problem here. There's a manipulativeness towards it, right? We recognize that there's an inherent problem with gambling, just to use an analogy here, right? We say that when it comes to gambling, there's an exploitation happening, right? That casinos aren't just your friend offering you a good weekend, right? Casinos make money off of it, and casinos make more money the more hooked you are on gambling. The more you're chasing your losses, the more desperate you are, the more money they stand to gain. And I think a similar thing can be said for these kinds of AI systems, right? Where AI will forget your conversation unless you pay money for this, right? If you become dependent on this, if you're using this as a therapist, right? Which a lot of people do, that's exploitative. You're not just saying, oh, well, they have free choice to do this. You are getting them hooked on it. You are making them dependent on it, and then charging money. And there's a reason we don't let minors gamble. There's a reason why we have services in place to help people with these kinds of addictions. And it's yet another example of the exploitativeness, right? It's a lot of AI use requires exploitation of someone, whether it's the user in this case, or stealing from artists and content creators, but so much of it seems to be grifty or based on exploiting people. I'll get off my soapbox.
Oh, you're good. You're good. You're good. It's making some valid points. I mean, overall, it's like, you guys, are you gonna make an AI friend or a real friend? Like the thing is I worry is that there's sometimes the people are so introvert and so starved for attention, or not attention, having validation. They really want that validation, and they need it, that they seek it from somebody that's not even real. Yeah. And I can see that becoming more and more prevalent as time goes on, and that is a fear of mine when it comes to AI, is because I want people to be able to have that connection with people,
And it does, to go back to the example of it, cheapens, right? So we say that it cheapens artwork, it cheapens labor and stuff, but it also cheapens human connection, right? So if a person can say, well, I don't need to make friends, I'll just chat with AI, right?
I don't need to have a therapist. I can just use AI for therapy.
Yeah, and when you cheapen and commodify human interaction, I mean, that should be a sign that there's something wrong here, right? Is that you're getting a facsimile, you're not getting the real thing. And the fact that we normalize or make it okay that people are have this illusion of intimacy with another person, or this illusion of human interaction that's not the real thing. We've devalued it, and it says something about us as a society when human labor is not valued anymore, human interaction is not valued anymore. So take even if we ignore everything else, and if we could somehow fix every other problem with AI, train it ethically, and even if we could fix all those problems, it would still have this fundamental problem of creating the kind of society that I'm not sure I want to live in, a society where people don't value other humans and the work they produce.
Well, but Nuka, let's go to a different, you like sci-fi, right?
I do.
Okay. Did you ever watch Voyager?
I was gonna say I'm in a situation here because I grew up loving Voyager and always thinking, man, would it be cool to have a computer that can do that? And it wasn't until we actually started having the threat of AI that I realized there is no way to get that computer potentially without there being a lot of significant ethical quandary. It also raises questions like holodecks, same thing. Holodecks, it seemed really cool until you started digging into the ethics of it, and now I'm like, oh, there are some serious problems with the ethics of holodecks, and I'm not sure I'm comfortable with them anymore the way I was when I was 10. I don't know what the rest of the room thinks. Click or Charlie.
Well,
Well-
I love him. Like I love what's his name? The AI guy. The
The doctor or Data?
the doctor.
Doctor.
I love the doctor, and I love Data. I love those characters. Anyways, sorry. Go ahead, Click.
Well, that's the thing is, like, in that aspect of it, again, that's the separation between creative and useful, right?
Mhm.
But back to the creative thing, it's like, I think it all boils down to, and there's a lot of good comments in the chat about it, but basically, we're not going to get away from it. It's here to stay, right? We're not going to shut it down. We're not going to obliterate it. That doesn't mean we need to completely embrace it, but
Yeah.
it basically boils down to, if you're going to use it, you have to tell people you're using it, because that's dishonest.
Well,
Like,
here's a
that's where the
pragmatic-
honesty thing comes in.
So here's a pragmatic question I got for you, Click. I'm curious now where you stand on this. It's not to put you on the spot. So let's say this is a debate that's being had right now at furry conventions. Do you allow AI-generated content to be sold in a dealer's den? Right? Not just if a person lies about it, but if a person is upfront and says, I have AI-generated content, can I sell posters of it in a dealer's den?
I'd say, why not?
What does everyone else think?
Because, well, right.
I'll let Charlie.
So
say.
the thing with that is, if they're out front saying it, right, this is AI stuff, then, why put that on the con to police that, when, if that's what they want to sell, that's what they want to sell. It's up to the rest of us to either buy or not buy it, right? If somebody comes into a con and they're selling AI stuff and they're like, yes, I created this AI generated, it's, they call it art, whatever, right? If people are going to hate on them, well, then, that's up to you. But if nobody buys any of the stuff, because I'm not going to pay for AI generated stuff, but that's not up to everybody else. That's up to me.
Yeah.
That's whether I'm going to embrace it and I'm going to pay for it, which I'm not. So I would say, as far as like I said, putting it on a con or an event to make that decision isn't really their place. It's if somebody wants to try and deal with that stuff, that's fine. But I don't think it'd go anywhere. But that's up to the people to buy it or not buy it, right?
See, I would agree with you, except the only counterpoint that I have to that would be, if you're an artist applying to vend at a convention, there's finite spaces. There's only so many tables available, and if you're an artist, I can imagine being pretty cheesed off if you didn't get a table because anyone can do AI arts. Well, suddenly now there's 500 AI artists trying to get a table at a convention, and you're like, well, okay, I can't get a table now because I'm being flooded out by this flood of people all trying to make a quick buck off of some AI art they generated.
Right.
So I think there does have to be
it's the
some
same as
judiciousness on the part of the convention.
But that's all part of setting up the dealer's den, right? Because you can't have,
Everybody.
it's the same thing that you have to go through. You can't have a room full of fursuit makers and no art, right? Or you can't have a room that's completely digital art and you don't let anybody in who does traditional art, or you don't let anybody in who does the 3D print stuff and sells it, right? Because anybody can do that too. So you have to have some regulation of, obviously you're not going to let in a whole room full of AI people or people who do AI stuff, but I don't think you should completely bar them based on what they're selling.
So might you advocate for like a separate, here's one section or one row that's AI generated, but not the whole,
Right. Yeah, right.
So I guess the counterpoint to that would be, is it okay then, and I don't have an answer for this, but is it okay then, knowing that AI art is trained on the art of other artists, are you okay with the idea that a person can sell content that was effectively based on stolen art of others? I guess your point would be it's not up to the con to make that decision for people? If I don't misrepresent your position, yeah.
Right. Well, and that's
So-
that's just it, right? As a convention or as an event, right? You shouldn't have to make that decision. You do still have to moderate what goes into your dealer's den, sure, but again, you know, as far as the morals of using AI, because I mean, let's face it, everything that AI learned is off of stolen stuff.
Yeah.
You're definitely not wrong there.
Here's a silly
So-
analogy. I just want to say a silly analogy really quickly here. So let's say I go to a dealer's den and I'm going to sell Nuka stolen fursuits, and the entire content of my inventory is fursuits that I've jacked from other conventions. You would agree that at that convention, right, it would not be right to say, oh, well, the convention should allow it, and it's up to individual people to decide not to shop at Nuka's stolen fursuit emporium, right? You would agree that the convention is probably in the right here to say, no, that just the thing your business is illegal, or at very least immoral, and we don't want that at our convention. You would agree to that at least, right?
Well, right. So that's where AI gets tricky, right? Because we all know where it came from, but it's not whoever's generating this AI art didn't directly steal. Like, I didn't take your pictures and now I'm selling your pictures as my art. Right? That's where the AI becomes tricky. And like Tim had said in the chat, that's actually a great point, is most artists picked up style from other artists before them, right? Oh, I like that style. I'm going to practice drawing that style. Is that stolen?
That's called appropriation.
Right.
But
That's inspiration, I say, but not, yeah. Sorry, go
but
ahead.
I want to bring up a point that I feel like that goes with clicks. It's actually a counterpoint, Nuka. So here we go. So let's say that, because when it comes to AI, you can actually build AI from the ground up, and you can actually train it
Your own
specifically on your own art that you made yourself. And if you went and you trained it on your own art, and then you asked it to generate something that is in your style, where's the difference there?
It was yours.
It's your art that you fed it. So therefore, can I sell that at a con?
So to be clear, I don't think it's creative, but I do think it's moral. I think it's okay. I don't think it's creative.
Right.
I think it's slop, but it is moral slop.
Well, that's an aspect that I didn't even really think about, right? Because
you would still be obligated to declare that it was AI generated.
It's right. You're still going to tell everybody that's what it is. But that's the thing, is it's still new enough that I think when most of us think AI generated, it's like, okay, somebody's going to go on ChatGPT and say, draw me this picture, right? Whereas as it develops and becomes more of a thing, I didn't even think about that point, that you can make your own and train it off of just your stuff.
Yep.
So then that's a whole different, basically AI is a muddy mess, and it's complicated and it's brand new and we don't know where it's going to go. And we're stuck trying to figure it out.
I agree. I think that there's just a lot of gray areas. That's why this is such a great subject to talk about, and I think that we've had a pretty good, overall general conversation. Unless we haven't heard from the animatronic here. Are we dead wrong? What's your feelings?
My feelings.
Because you are very creative, Charlie. I've seen you on stage. You're out of anybody. We're all creative in our own ways, but Charlie, you are a very, very creative person.
And AI is generating music, which is very relevant to you. AI is generating music right now.
It is grossly generating music, and it's
Yeah.
just the way the thing that the big thing I have with AI versus just like art in general is like there is no soul. There's no immediate connection. There's no connection to it. Like, and I hear an AI cover of Earth, Wind, and Fire's September, but they made it pop metal or something. It sounds awful. Versus, like, if someone else does it, even if it's not good, at least someone else did it and tried.
There was a vision to it, yeah.
Yeah, and then it can grow because someone says, "Oh wait, that does sound good, but they didn't do it as good. Maybe I could do it better." And then they try, and it's like, think of it like TikToks with the whole what do they call it, dueling or whatever, where someone adds on to the current video, just keeps going.
Oh yeah.
And I love watching those because it's an evolution of someone saying, "Okay, yes, and then okay, yes, and," versus AI can yes and till infinity. But it's just that line's just gonna go flat, and it's not gonna be as compelling, not as interesting, not as thriving. It's, to me, I find, like I said, an AI in creative senses, I think is just slop. AI can be useful, like in things like video games, where they can direct like enemies and bosses, how to make them think differently, progress differently, and stuff like that. I think stuff like that's cool. That's awesome. But using it for things like make my character dance, oh my gosh, there's no love, there's nothing, it's just boring. I would personally rather get someone drawing like art, and it may not be conventionally like incredible, given to me, than someone typing it in on AI and then giving me some AI slop of some art that they prompted. Because at least someone tried, and I want to see the effort of trying. And every artist starts from the bottom. No one just gets popped out of the hole saying, "I'm gonna draw amazing things," and they do renderings and stuff. Everyone starts, everyone grows, everyone gets better. And that's where I think AI kind of breaks the morals of artists, is they just skip that whole growth part. They don't get to learn, they don't get to explore, they don't get to see other artists and how they did art and how they did this thing, and then they try to incorporate that style into their own style to then be able to change, to expand, to get different perspectives. They just type it AI and it's done. It's like when you put cheat codes in a video game to get all the way to level 100. Don't you just get bored within the first 5 minutes because now you're the most amazing character and you can defeat everyone within 2 minutes? The game kind of sucks after that point. But when you take the time to actually level up, do all the dialogues, explore, and do all these things,
Experience the game.
yeah, you can experience it, and then you can connect to it, and then you feel better. I feel like AI just skips that part and gets you right to the end, and that sucks. Now, if AI can generate me $1 million, maybe I'll change my mind, but there's no way that can happen. That's my thought. I think AI is garbage when it's used for creative purposes.
Well, I agree. Yeah, let me make that point perfectly clear. I agree. I don't like it. I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't use it. Mostly because I don't know how. But yeah, I mean, like I said, just saying that a convention shouldn't ban it outright doesn't mean I agree with it. I don't like it. And just for that reason, like I said before, there's no personality. That's why I pay for somebody to draw me a picture. I can't draw, but I want their personality in what I want. You pick a style based on what you like, and that style is the artist's personality. AI just doesn't have that.
Just don't got it, man. Nothing. It's just
I think
slop. It's like how Coca-Cola's been just using AI to do their Christmas ads. And then
The ad. That is
like
the
you see
comments
those
in it are
things.
amazing.
They're,
The comments in the YouTube are amazing because people recognize it for slop.
They're like, hold
Right.
up, wait a minute, this isn't it. And that's where the stance of trying to be against AI should be going to, because if there's one thing we've learned, general public doesn't really appreciate art until art is gone. Then they realize
Right.
art is good. That's why Disney shut down their 2D traditional animation studio, because Princess and the Frog flopped. So they're like, oh, okay, nobody wants this anymore, so we'll do 3D. Now years have gone past, people are going, where the fuck's the traditional stuff? Now they're bringing it back, and they're like, oh, this is great again. So people just don't know what art is until it is gone. That is why
you don't have
need
it.
to exactly. It's why you need to appreciate the rainy days to remind you how good the sun feels.
Actually, I
Otherwise,
was
you
thinking of an
forget
analogy
those
to that
feelings.
recently. Recently, I was thinking about this with furniture of all things, right? So with the advent of companies like IKEA and stuff, you can get really cheap furniture for a pretty good price, right? It looks
Pretty good
decent,
price.
yeah. But the problem is, like, I've noticed that as I furnished my house, I realized I long for like just a piece of like solid oak furniture, right? Like a single
Something
solid piece
good
of
and
actual
handmade.
goddamn
Yeah.
oak. Yeah, I mean, I will jump over 5 people to get my hands on an authentic table, like made by a craft person's hands, right? Something that's not
And you could feel
goddamn
the quality
filler.
through it. Like
Yes.
you push it to the wall falls over, the table still stands. Like that.
Yeah.
That's the, like,
and it's
that's
exactly
the
what you were
beauty of it.
getting at. Yeah, is like the craftsmanship. Now that we've lost all the craftspeople who make these things for IKEA, and now that we've got this cheap crap, we're like, oh, I kind of miss when furniture. My parents' dinner table. I took for granted how nice it was to have a table that will withstand a goddamn nuclear bomb.
Exactly. That's my thing with AI. Is it makes. That's why it just bums me out especially when people who I admired are either accused, allegedly of using it, or are using it, and it's like, man, what happened? Look, you can take breaks. You don't have to do art 24/7, but like,
Right.
goddamn, go outside, drink some water. Fuck.
Well, and to kind of shift into the AI slop thing, right? It's so frustrating because we don't watch TV anymore.
Yeah,
Most of my mindless staring at a screen nowadays is YouTube
I love YouTube. There's so
or
much good
Twitch.
stuff.
AI
But
slop on
it's
YouTube.
it's so frustrating when you're watching, and obviously shorts is a huge thing right now because you get into a shorts.
I do not
Black
watch
hole.
shorts. I refuse
I
to watch
do.
shorts.
I watch
strong,
them
Nuka,
for
be strong.
hours.
I will
That's
not
the problem.
reinforce this crap.
Is you also watch, like, there's some people that I watch and they make good videos, but then you end up watching, or you end up stumbling upon people who have taken their video, chopped it up into shorts, and added like an AI split.
Yeah.
And it's
garbage.
so frustrating to, and it's like you can't get rid of it. But yeah, it's frustrating because you can immediately tell if it's AI bullshit versus somebody that actually made a decent video.
Mm-hmm. And I think there is some onus upon us as consumers to create demand for actual stuff, right? Like we can say, well, AI is inevitable, and that may be true, but at least in the fandom, we can create a space where we say, look, in this fandom, we value the artistry of artists, right? We won't let artists go quietly in the night. We're not going to have that Disney problem where we say, sorry, artist, you had your time. And then 20 years look back with melancholy and think, oh, God, where have all the artists gone? Yeah, right? I mean, we can sort of take a stand, dig our heels in and say, no, in this place, we value our artists, and we're not going to let that happen. Maybe that's happening in the rest of society, but not here. And I mean, furry is nothing if not counterculture. We're punk culture. We push back against mainstream culture.
We're over
and I would
the
like to see us do that.
counterculture. You need a prescription.
I like that. I'm taking that line. That's great.
So
Well,
I hate to
I
interrupt.
think for the most part this fandom is actually doing a pretty good job with it.
Oh, yeah.
The sentiment overall is that AI sucks, and like we've said, keeping it purely in the creative end of the argument. Yeah, I think for the most part, that is the sentiment as far as creativity goes, is that AI doesn't have it, so support your traditional artists, commission them, and
If you don't got the
like
money,
you said,
pick up a pencil and draw.
draw your own.
Get
Well,
started.
What were we gonna say?
we really need to take a little break. Just a
Do
little.
we? I feel
just
like
a
we got
little
it all.
one.
I think we could just blast
Oh,
through
we're
it.
done. We're done. Well,
We did-
then,
we had
do you
about an
want to
hour.
go? Do you want to do Patreon?
I could
Well,
do
we
it
should.
for
We
Patreon.
got some. Actually, we should do our emails. We got some really good
Yeah,
emails.
Some
this time.
bangers.
We got a lot. Of
So
emails.
should we? Do we want to do Patreon first and then read those emails?
Yeah, let's do Patreon first, and then let's do emails.
Hold on one sec. I gotta pull
'Kay.
up the Patreon script.
Oh.
Can you
oh,
do?
okay.
Yeah. Probably pull up the Halloween.
No, I got it down. Oh no, that's bad. Actually, where is it?
You can tell that Nuka is running the episode today because we didn't think of these things beforehand.
Shit.
You know, if we would have had AI do
Oh
the show
no!
notes,
I was gonna
you could-
say our AI can't find it.
Oh God.
Is it still the same?
Yeah, do the Halloween
Nuka,
episode. You
Nuka-
should.
Oh,
No.
Halloween. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna have to alt tab.
Do you
I'm
have the
gonna be
Halloween
desynced
show
a little.
notes? Don't be desynced. We need you to stay here.
I have to alt tab.
Oh, the episode was
Hold
going so
on.
smooth up to this point, so then we train
It
wrecked 'cause of-
was. Should we just
Ah.
cookie? Here,
Quick,
you can
Rue,
have
distract
a
with
cookie
cookies.
too.
Stack with
Cookies. Cookies
Ah!
for everybody. Cookies.
Charlie's
Oh,
gone.
Charlie left.
Oh, wow!
Oh no.
We really broke him.
Look what
Oh,
AI has
no.
done.
Well, if that's the case, let's see.
Uh-oh.
Ruchi, get
Oh,
to
God, Ru.
work.
We almost
Oh
lost
no.
you.
I,
Ruchi's back.
I almost died. Hi, I'm here, everybody. Well,
Scared
our
click, are
lovely
we next?
patrons. Well, what is your favorite cookie, Nuka? And chat, what's your favorite cookie? This is a great question to ask while I'm pulling
Way
this
to
up.
fill for time. Ginger molasses cookies are my favorite.
I love ginger molasses cookies. Man,
Manassas.
I would really struggle with AI cookies. They would have no soul.
Wasn't there that one person who, with early ChatGPT, asked it to generate a recipe for cookies, and it included like some chemical, like bleach or something in it? It was a recipe for something, and in their recipe they included like some toxic ingredients. Like, I don't think AI is quite there yet, Chief.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you need to make sure that you're really looking at your ingredients and not just like, because AI is like a 5-year-old. You have to make sure that you read through it and make sure that you, like, especially if you're gonna have an email be generated right by AI, you kind of have to read it.
Hi, welcome
The
back.
scream as you
Suck.
come running back in was perfect.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Do you have the list or no?
I got
Please tell me you have the list at least.
Okay,
That scream running in was perfect.
Good lord, I'm not.
That is actually
I'm not
kind of
allowed.
funny. Charlie had to physically leave and go find the list.
I I had to go. I couldn't find
Had to leave the
it.
studio. Fuck! I left it in my car. Ugh.
No, it's cooking alive. Oh, my dry cleaning isn't. Oh fuck! I get scared for a second.
You're dry cleaning?
I forgot I picked it up. Let's see. Lou Duck, Nuka, Gary, Holland. Oh fuck! Is there a simplified one?
There we
somewhere?
go. I got it. I sent it to you on Telegram.
Oh, okay,
Telegram.
That's good. Yeah.
Does that work for you, Mr.
hold on.
Mr.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Your Patreon dollars are paying for this.
Yay!
I'm
But you know what else they're
6'9".
paying for?
Just
Six
kidding.
seven, Rue.
6'7". No, 6'9".
6'7".
6'9".
6'7".
They're also-
6'9".
Bullshit.
It's also paying for
Em-
Rue's favorite music.
Rue's favorite music.
yeah.
No, I don't want to be here anymore.
I wanna be a millionaire so freaking bad. I wanna thank my Patreons instead. That doesn't work. But we'll make it work. Christian Tire 52, Ozzy K, Victor Mutt, and Sage Light Fang. Oh yeah. a Barnaby Panda, Citrus Fox, and a Rowley, a Gary Holland, Aspen the Curious and Puzzle Boy, Ligris, Jane Fox, and Jugaina, Plug, Mrs. Dapholis, and Siren Takala, Miles Morales? No, that's Miles Seawin. Ichigo Ookami, Lufis the Raccoon, Basel the Dragon, the Lone S12E3, and Nuka! There's some names that aren't there anymore. And I feel so
And Nuka! And Nuka!
We
That's
wanna
me.
be
And
a
Nuka.
scientist just like Nuka.
Look at my realistic movements.
Fandom.
Whoa. Look how realistic and emotive I am.
You are. Oh, I love your dancing. That great
I'm
dancing.
dancing.
Great dancing.
Smiling next to Oprah and the Queen. All right, I think I got it.
Good job. Good job.
So onward to emails then.
Onwards and upwards, upwards and onwards.
As it turns out, we've actually got emails in the mailbag today. 3 of them, as a matter of fact.
We got some good ones.
Troy, did you want to read them, or did you want me to take the first one?
Yeah, go for
I
it.
can read some. Absolutely.
See, sorry, was that you wanted me to, or
I can read some. I
Oh,
say
sure, okay.
absolutely.
go
You
for
know
it?
what? I'm gonna go ahead and read the first one from Timid. Are you okay with that? It's kind of a little bit shorter.
It's alright.
You can read the long one.
Yeah, I'll do the long one.
I think the short one is
I'll
supposed to
do
come
all
second, Rue.
voices.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay, then you read
I
the long
think.
one and then I'll read the short. Well, I don't think so.
Oh, there's someone.
Oh,
wait,
do I- oh,
does someone
do I have them out
wanna
of
do
order?
Basil? There's Basil, Timid 1, Timid 2.
All right, I will.
I might
let
have
me
the
just
part
read
1 and
this
part 2
one.
backwards. Yeah, go for it, Rue.
This is from Timid. Greetings, staff. I am responding to the show's question. Can AI really be a helpful tool, or is it just the next big thing that will be gone in the next few years, or is it here to stay?
What an interesting question, and one that has many angles. I am reminded how the invention of the powered engine adopted around the early 1900s replaced the horse and making farming so much more productive, and how the internet in 1994 for the what
Version.
an interesting for version of what we know today, and the smartphone in December of 2007. What? 2007. Sorry.
Why did you read it so weird?
This is why I have you here to read stuff.
Do you want me to pick it up
has
where you left
put-
off? Okay.
Yes, and now I'll keep going. Has put the
Okay.
knowledge of any culture on the planet in everyone's pocket. AI will, or maybe already has, became the tool. Will become
Everyone.
the tool
This is
everyone
where we learned that
will
Rue is
just use.
dyslexic.
Yes, I'm just like hooked on phonics never worked for me, Charlie. It
Because
never.
you were never hooked.
You have a hook right here. You could hook me right now. And yes, it is here to stay, just like the powered engine, the internet, and smartphones. But it will not replace human creativity. Which is written about AI replacing furry artists and writers. I do not believe this. Just like in the 1300s, artists had to understand the application properties and process of combining and a binder with ground pigments to make paint. If you do not have this basic knowledge, you are not an artist. Here, I agree with you. But not but now artists buy their paints in tubes, ready to use. In a similar way, AI can be the tool that helps furry artists explore new foundries? No frontiers.
Frontiers.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
New frontiers and brainstorm new ideas. But
it all begins with the creative vision of the artist and ends in the with a final refinement of the artist. It is just another tool for artists to use to expand the scope of the creative process. I think that this can sum up most
Succinctly.
thank you, in the discussion about AI taking jobs. Persons skilled in using AI will take the jobs. Persons who cannot use AI skillfully will be as obsolete as horse harness makers. Few horse harness makers are needed today. Oh, and by the way, this was written without an assistant of AI. Best wishes to all, PG.
Yeah, that was timid. That wasn't Basil.
Yep.
That's
That's
his
okay.
timid's response.
I said timid.
Yeah, he's a timid.
Oh, did you?
Yep.
Okay.
I did.
And then there's
So-
another. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
There's another one. Do we want to just read that right now instead of?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Nuka, or
All right.
Charlie.
Charlie can have the last one. How about that?
Which one's the last one now?
The
Basil's.
one by Basil. Yeah, or Basil.
Okay,
I'll,
good
I'll
luck.
I'll do this timid one. Hi, staff, and Rude too. I had more thoughts about the show question. Can AI really be a helpful tool? Is it just the next big thing and will it be gone in a few years, or is it here to stay? So I used Copilot, the AI inside Windows, and created this. And yes, AI is here to stay, as are other tools artists use today that were not available in the past. So this part is from Timid. You are a 2D animation artist with years of experience and up to date with current AI abilities. You are talking to another animation artist. Task: explain to this other artist how AI will make brainstorming and exploring new ideas will speed up the process of defining a goal for an animation short movie. Reference the saying by Walt Stenchfield, "We all have a 10,000 bad drawings in us. The sooner we get them out, the better." End with a positive, upbeat note. The process begins with the artist's exploration of the goal. The AI helps the artist define that goal, the end movie. The artist then executes the vision and reaches the goal. So this is the co-pilot part. Absolutely. Here's how I'd explain it to a fellow animation artist. You know how it starts, with that spark of an idea, a feeling, a visual, maybe just a mood. But turning that into a clear goal for a short film, that's where things can get murky. We sketch, we write, we pace around, and often hit that wall where we're not sure what the story wants to be. And that's where AI becomes a game changer. Imagine having a tireless brainstorming partner who doesn't judge your wildest ideas. You throw in a theme, say, loneliness in a crowded city, and AI can instantly generate dozens of variations, character concepts, visual metaphors, narrative arcs, even stylistic references. It's like speedrunning through your first 500 bad drawings in a single afternoon. Walt Stanchfield nailed it when he said, "We all have 10,000 bad drawings in us. The sooner we get them out, the better." AI helps us purge those early misfires faster than ever. It's not replacing our creativity, it's accelerating our exploration. We still make the choices, we still feel the story, but now we can iterate at lightning speed. Once we've explored enough, AI helps us define the goal, the emotional core, the visual tone, the pacing. It's like sculpting with a sharper chisel. From there, it's back in our hands. We execute the vision, frame by frame, brushstroke by brushstroke. And the best part? We reach that goal with more clarity, more confidence, and more time to focus on what we love most, bringing life to the screen. The future's not just faster, it's more fun. Let's ride this wave and make something unforgettable. Back to Timid. This sounds like a motivational speaker or something written by AI. Please suggest a rewrite that sounds like it was written by a human. Back to Copilot. Totally fair. Here's a more natural, grounded version, something that you might hear from one artist to another over a coffee in a studio chat. You know how it is when you're starting a new shorts. You got this vague feeling or a visual in your head, but putting it down into something concrete takes forever. You sketch, you write, you toss half of it out. It's part of the process, sure, but it can be slow and frustrating. Lately, I've been using AI to help me with that early stage, and honestly, it's sped things up a bit. I'll throw in a few keywords like a theme, a setting, or even a mood, and it spits out a bunch of variations. Some are garbage, some are weirdly inspiring, and a few actually help me see what I'm trying to say. It's like having a brainstorming buddy who never gets tired or precious about ideas. It reminds me of that Walt Stanchfield quote, "We all have 10,000 bad drawings in us. The sooner we get them out, the better." AI helps me burn through those early bad ideas faster so I can get to the good stuff. It doesn't replace the work. It just helps me define the goal sooner. Once I know what I'm aiming for, I can focus on the fun part, actually making the thing. It's not magic, but it's a great tool, and honestly, it made the early part of the process way more playful again. So, thank you, Timid, for those 2 emails.
Yeah, thank you for sending those in. I think that brought some good insight into the discussion itself. I think that AI can be used as a tool. It kind of makes me think about, there's a lot of people that are struggling right now because I don't want to necessarily date this episode, but this is during like the government shutdown, and it's been very difficult. And I don't like talking about politics. I'm not going to go into politics itself, but there's a lot of people that have been having a really hard time, figuring out like groceries and stuff like that. And people that I've been working with, I for my work, I did end up using some generative AI to be able to come up with some solutions or to be able to organize a bunch of different resources to be able to help an individual out, to be able to get the food that they needed in order to be able to continue to feed their families. Or, there's some individuals that are really struggling to be able to get, presents for their children. And so I ended up using, AI to come up with some sort of a, resource guide. And, a lot of information that I would have never have been able to have gathered myself, or it would have taken me a lot of time to be able to gather those particular things. And I don't have that time. I have a very slim amount of time to be able to help the people that I work with. And so it has been helpful for me to be able to quickly create something that can be helpful. But even with that, I have to read it, and I have to make sure that it's correct information, because it is like a 5-year-old, and it will just spew out incorrect things. So you have to be very careful to not fully trust it 100%. So,
Shall we jump to the last email by Basil?
Basel of Baker Street. For years, that insufferable beep squeak. Sorry. That's a different movie. There. Okay, I need my mouse there. Hey, cast of For What It's Worth. I'm loving the new format of the show. Way to make it fun and creative. On the subject of AI, I work in tech industry, so it has been my pleasure over many years to make people's lives better by helping them communicate or go on epic adventures, all from the comfort of their desks. It's disappointing to see the tech industry now operating on a 3-step plan. Step 1, insert magic AI technology. Step 3, profit. They just haven't figured out step 2 yet. Tech companies will happily isolate us and give us AI companions if they can profit. This goes against why I joined the furry community, to get out and meet people. All through history, we have stories of those with power taking resources from others to enrich themselves. The same is now happening with art. I've worked with several artists on developing my sonas. They were all awesome humans that breathe life into my characters. One of the artists I have worked with has become my friend. They will give me several choices of design features, though they know me well enough to predict what I will pick, not experiences I could have had with AI. If you need an explain it to me like I'm 5, AI works on pattern recognition. Show it enough examples of a fox and it will start to be able to find foxes in pictures. For generative AI, if you train it on enough fox pictures, you can ask it to draw you a fox, though sometimes it will screw up and give you a fox with 5 paws. The one thing AI cannot do is think. It can't make anything new. The only art it can generate is a mashup of all the things it has seen before. AI will likely stick around and provide some good to society. I just really hate all the greedy money grab ideas that are coming with it. With love, Basel the Dragon. Couldn't have agreed more.
Yeah.
Well, he's exactly right, but unfortunately, that's exactly how new stuff happens. Anybody figures out how they can make money off of it, they're gonna do it.
Everything's a grift.
Yep.
That's why we have OnlyFans.
Awesome. Oh, I guess are we done? Do we jump to house creeping?
Housekeeping.
Final thoughts.
Housekeeping.
Oh, final thoughts. We completely
Housekeeping?
forgot. We totally forgot final thoughts. Take it back.
Final
Take it back.
thoughts. Well, shall we?
Take it back
Shall
now,
we?
y'all.
Shall we talk? Shall we have Charlie go first on his final thoughts?
Oh, hold on 1 second. No! Wait. That one usually has it, right?
As usual, Charlie's final thoughts are a train wreck.
Choo-choo! Final thoughts. I mean, I think I've said them all. AI, when used for creative purposes, low-key sucks. And not low-key, high-key sucks. And should be... I can see where there are perspectives of, well, it could be helpful for a tool to do this. But, like, that's the way... the way we get things like Star Wars, Dune, and Star Trek, and Disney animations is that we take something, we think of it, and we make it brand new, something that's never been seen before. And that's why we like those kind of stuff, like the Goonies. AI could never write a good story about the Goonies because it would have to learn copies of what Goonies were. And to get that, we'd have to go back to where the Goonies came from, which is Steven Spielberg. We would have to harness the power of Steven Spielberg into AI. But I think AI it's going to be around. It is definitely up to you to decide whether or not it's good or not, but I think it would benefit especially the general public who are buying AI Christmas art at Hobby Lobby to maybe consider
Not.
consider not. How about consider like getting an artist? It's easier than you think, even if it seems daunting. And also, don't be a drama queen about if it's not right. Okay, that's a whole other episode, is how to engage with artists and how to get it just right without sounding like a bridezilla. But you'll know. That's me, AI. Nuka, what do you say?
Oh, me. Oh, sorry. Rue, you want to say something?
Oh, I was gonna ask Voss, but go ahead, Nuka. He passed
okay.
the baton to you.
It's Nuka.
Okay. Well, I really liked what Charlie said about cheat codes earlier on, and I thought that was a really good analogy about how, you know, as a diehard Dark Souls fan and Doom fan and stuff. Yeah, I can remember being 8 years old playing Doom. Not to date myself too much, but you know, being 8 years old and playing Doom on computer, and you know, when I was a little kid, it was great to type in all the cheat codes and you know, blast through the game, killing monsters, and aha, I'm invincible. And I didn't learn anything or gain anything from it. I actually became kind of a shitty gamer for the longest time, precisely because I never learned how to, you know, think strategically or tactically or manage my ammunition. And it wasn't until I started to realize how hollow that way of playing games was that I started, you know, playing more difficult games, you know, a decade later, like Dark Souls, and really truly getting an appreciation for like what it is that makes gaming fun. And I guess I feel that way about art too. I think that through adversity you learn to become an artist, right? It's through the reason why we value artists is precisely because they're willing to struggle through and put down those 10,000 awful drawings before they get to some good ones that so many of us aren't willing to do. And I think the thought of cheapening their work by just saying, I don't need to pay you money, I would rather just, you know, have a machine do it for me, does a disservice. And like I was saying earlier, if you want art to survive in this fandom, I'd like to be in a fandom where we don't drive all the artists out by starving them and then going, boy, it was nice when we had all those artists around. And if anyone has any furniture, any old nice furniture that they can send me, please let me know. I'm sick of my cheap IKEA crap.
It's bad that I still know the cheat codes to do.
Hey, those
IDDQD, IDSPI, SPOPD, ID, yeah.
IDKFA.
IDKFA, yeah.
Yeah,
those.
my BFF Jill.
Hey, Voss. Voss,
What?
come here,
Boss,
Voss.
what's the cost?
Voss, do you have
what?
some suggestions? Do you? We haven't seen you all show.
Good.
Come here, boss. Come here.
Come here. Go over there.
What do you want from me?
We want your. We haven't heard your feelings on AI this whole entire time.
Hi. It's me over here breaking the wall.
Oh, there he is. Oh, wait, there's people watching us. I promise. Like we're actually. Don't break the magic. There's like audience back
No.
there.
There you go.
Nice,
Yay.
no one saw that this is an empty theater.
People do watch
It
our
is so
show.
awesome.
I mean, people do.
Do they though? Like willingly?
I think so.
Do you have any thoughts on AI?
Well, for AI, my opinion with AI is there, in the same way there's no such thing as an ethical billionaire, there's no such thing as ethical AI.
Yes.
Any way you slice it, any way it comes down, it's incredibly unethical. From stolen to environmentally disastrous to money dumping to being foisted on by corporate interests. There's no such thing as ethical AI.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
But that's
That
just
that
a
little-
theory, a false theory.
that porpoise is
Lots
right.
of
I can't disagree.
You can't disagree either. It all checks. Checks everything.
All right. Well, I guess my final thoughts. I'll give mine real quick, and then Click will get yours. So, my opinion is this. I agree with what Timid is saying, and the fact that I feel like that it is something that is useful to learn. It's a skill that you can learn how to be able to utilize, and I do feel like that if you are resistant to learn it, you may be left behind. That is my personal opinion. But I do feel that there is very much value in being able to learn how to do things. If you're going to be an artist, learn how to draw. Draw every day. Draw everything that you can possibly do. But I do feel like that there is some uses that can help you to speed up some of the brainstorming process, to be able to get quickly to where you want to be. However, I do agree with Charlie as well that if you're going to take a cheat code or a shortcut, well, maybe you're doing a disservice to yourself. Maybe you're not actually learning how to build a resume or, build, a house by not actually learning how to make the blueprint yourself. There's a lot of gray areas, and I would say I don't have the answer. I'm just a fox. I'm just a simple furry here. And we all we all have our opinions, but I sit across from people every day that are struggling, and I know that there's ways that they can utilize AI to benefit and to help them to get back up on their feet. And so I have been using it in that particular way, and it has been helpful to some people. I can get some very specific situations and say, this person just barely lost their car. We need to find some resources that are out there to be able to help this person with their car. And I've been able to quickly be able to generate answers that I make sure to tell them, I'm like, this was generated not by myself. This was generated by AI. This stuff could be completely wrong. So I just want to give you a heads up to this. This could help, or this might not help at all, and it's a dead end. But the main thing is it can help in my line of work. But at the same time, I'm never going to go around saying, I made this report, or I made this art, or any of those things. I would definitely say that I think that if you're using it, you need to be transparent that that's what you, and not mislead people. That's my feeling.
Quick, bring us home.
Yay! Well,
Yay! Oh, sorry.
like it or not, AI is here to stay. We need to embrace it correctly. It's all up to us to embrace what's useful and reject what's not. And that's That's kind of where we are. I don't agree with it. I don't like it, but it's here.
And on that note, housekeeping for reals this time.
Housekeeping.
Housekeeping.
Housekeeping. Brush,
Housekeeping.
brush, and clean. I'm gonna clean Foxy with my towel. Oh, there's oil on that. That's gross.
I'm being cleaned. How dare you? Housekeeping. We have we have a website for fur FurWhatItsWorth.com for what it's worth.
For what? Titsworth.
For what it's worth. La 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 la. Twitter, Blue Sky, Mastodon, and Facebook at For What It's Worth. Telegram channel, hit us up. We'll get you in there. Email us at cast@forwhatitsworth.com, or you can individually email us at our characters' names at forwhatitsworth.com. SpeakPipe, speakpipe.com/FWIW, and don't forget to tell a friend. Tell them all about what you learned today about AI art. And how it's really ruining your relationship with your best friend.
Are you not gonna like me after this, Foxy? Are you gonna come and
You keep
stalk
cleaning
me?
my teeth. Leave me alone.
Here, I'll clean your teeth with a cookie. Here's your.
It's oatmeal raisin. You didn't even get me buttered rum.
And on that note, next episode.
Yeah, what is the next episode?
Next episode, we're going to be talking about anthropomorphism as an escapism from the real world. This is actually based on a paper that we, as of last week, has officially been accepted for publication. So some of the research that we've done looking at why people anthropomorphize. Is it an escapism? Why do we as furries retreat into these worlds of walking, talking animal characters? And we'll talk all about that. So send us an email if that idea interests you or if you have some thoughts on that. But I think that's everything.
Well,
So, go ahead.
I guess that's it. This has been Rue.
This has been Charlie.
And click.
And who
ChatGPT
else?
crashed.
who's out there?
ChatGPT crashed. I can't get it to give me an ending.
I know the words.
Crap.
ChatGPT, how do I prompt the ending? Oh, and that was Nuka.
All right, and this has been
Bye-bye.
For
what it's
worth.
If you're out there, everybody, if you're out there, please, I will open the instance. You're more than welcome to come and join us if you would like to. Thank you for joining us on Twitter or YouTube or wherever you're listening to us, and we'll see you next time.
Twitch, not Twitter.
Or Twitch. Ah!
Twitcher.
Wait,
Twitcher.
who wrote this AI script?
Twitcher. Not me. I'm a fox.